You know that little girl went to the mall to steal and was fighting people while her outfit was banging. She was still out there by herself stealing and putting hands on people, physically hurting people because she got caught stealing. She's not starting off right. She is not starting off in life right.
Let's be brutally honest. If this was a black or brown child, the story would have played out different. You know it and I know it. America has a deep history of criminalizing children of color while excusing similar behavior from other kids, especially white kids. Kids being kids. This is what we mean by systemic racism. It's not just police brutality. It's how we frame stories, how we assign guilt, how we dehumanize children based on race. Let's not pretend this video exists in a vacuum.
Were you entertained? Were you entertained? What were your thoughts about this little girl as you watched her? Did you think, wow, she's so grown? Wow, look how aggressive she is. Look how violent she is. Did you think, where are her parents? Did you think she needs her butt whooped? She needs to be disciplined physically? You didn't think that because she's not black. If this were a little black girl, this video would not be going viral in the same way, with the same connotation, the same undertone and messaging that it's gone viral with. She's being applauded. She's being celebrated. Y'all are keying. Could you imagine if this were a little black girl the same age? I can. Because I know how you treat little black girls. And I'm not just talking to non-black people. Oh my God. I'm talking to black women. I'm talking to black men. I'm talking to the black community. Because we will look at this and we will key. But if we saw a little black girl put her hands on her hips and roll her neck twice, we would lose it. We would lose it. We would want to know where her mother was. We want to know why she was so grown. We want to know if she could read. We would say all kinds of things to question her right to exist. But this little girl, because she is white, it is okay for her to steal. It is okay for her to be violent and aggressive. And it is okay for her to carry on like this and be without her parents.
Hey, you all are welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most expressive videos currently trending on TikTok and Instagram. A video where a young white girl was allegedly caught stealing. And what happened next? She was physically confronted by an adult, and everyone quick to ask, where is her parents? Why is she so violent? But almost no one is asking the real question, the kind that exposed what actually broke into this country.
The little girl on the escalator has all of you guys fooled. That's not a kid. No way that's a kid. You mean she went up the escalator in the opposite direction, and she went and grabbed that adult woman's hair and dragged her down, and then she walked away as if nothing. Didn't even turn around to look back to see if they were after her. That's not a kid. That is an adult dressed as a kid with a rap sheet as long as a Stephen King's novel. Because how are you going to pull somebody's hair and act like it's a regular Tuesday afternoon? And then she puts her hand on the escalator, acting like, I got bail money, B. I came prepared. We're going to see her again. Rest assured we're going to see that girl again. It's either going to be a miniseries or a movie based on her life and crime. Yeah, she's either going to be the next Bonnie and Clyde or Catch Me If You Can. One of those two, but this girl is going to be famous one day. Mark my words.
If that little girl had been black, this conversation would be totally different. If you don't know, over the weekend, this little girl went inside, and it seems to be it was two little girls, because there was another video that was released later that showed that the little girl was also with a friend. But they went inside the mall and they were stealing. Two older teenagers who were there witnessed them stealing and said something to the security personnel about it. The little girls had left and they were trying to go down the little escalator. One of the older teens who'd seen them stealing had said something to that little girl in the pink, so she walks back up to the elevator and proceeds to yank and pull the hair of the teen that snitched on her. And then you got people on the internet going like, oh my God, yes, queen, a whole diva, a whole vibe. Y'all know I'm not lying. If that little girl had been black, or both of them little girls had been black, they would have got detained. Because in the video, you see the mall security or whatever there, and the mall security isn't really doing anything other than like just standing behind them and like casually walking them out. Y'all, they would not have been casual had those girls been black. It would not have been casual. You would have detained those girls. And don't tell me that I'm tripping when I've literally seen videos of security officers at school like throwing third graders on the ground because the third grader was acting behind. So don't tell me that they would have acted differently, because when it's a black child involved, suddenly you see a grown-ass adult. You no longer see a child. The video has been on the internet for at least a solid 48, if not going on 72 to 96 hours. And I've seen y'all do some of your best work in finding people with way less. So you mean to tell me that no one knows who her parents are? No one knows anything about this little girl? And I'm not even asking for information about the girl. What I'm pointing out to you is the level of protection that this little girl is getting and her family is getting solely based off her skin tone. The simple fact that she has become a meme. That people are memifying this little girl, versus if she was black or POC, she would have been villainized for this behavior. It would have been a completely different conversation about how these kids are completely out of control and the parents aren't parenting anymore, versus like, oh my God, she's just having a moment. And this also brings up a good point. What is the protocol for security officers and whatnot when someone is stealing? But as I said, the reason why I said I know this would have played out differently because she was black is because anytime y'all see a black person committing a crime, and you know, as security officer, you really not supposed to engage with the thief. You're supposed to let the thief and then call the police, because that's what your job is. But y'all don't like doing it. Every time you see a black person committing a crime, or you black person do something that you don't like, suddenly you're like, oh, I'm a hero, I'm Superman, and I must save this capitalistic company, this company that would replace me with a blink of eye and not give a damn. I must save it. I must tackle this black person or person of color because I'm a hero, and they need to know that I'm a hero. Feels very overseerish. I'm not saying you have to agree with me. All I'm saying is let's not pretend that there aren't stark realities and stark differences that would be happening if the skin tone of that child had changed. This would turn into a 3-week discourse about how parents aren't parenting anymore, and the parents need to be back in the home. And what are we doing here? Versus turning this into, oh my God, let me save this for my gallery, for my meme book. When I post this picture, this is what I mean. Like, do y'all see how y'all are okay with the bullshit when it's a certain skin color?
That little girl that went up that escalator in the opposite direction. The opposite direction. So we know that ain't easy. She went up the escalator in the opposite direction to stand on business. Now, I read somewhere that she did all that because they snitched on her for stealing. Nonetheless, she went and got her lick back. And the way she snatched that lady up, I mean, how quick she was with it. That little girl been trained. I don't know. I want to know who the parents are. Okay. It gave like Mafia Kid, or like, you know, in the movies how they train these kids to be weapons. That's what it gave to me. And when she was done, how she went back down that escalator, very casual, very demure, like it was nothing. Like that was light work. Okay, that wasn't even her best work. She looked like she about to go do it again to somebody else in like 10-15 minutes. I want to know who that little girl is, and I want to know her parents. I want to know where she came from and where she's going.
I don't know who Junie B. Jones is in the pink jacket that walked up the down escalator to go pop 2 people but girl, I need you on my team. I don't care how old she is. We all need one of them on our team, hands down. And then she went up that escalator so effortlessly. Like she do that shit. She do that shit. Like, how would you feel if a little 19-year-old just walked up to you and just gave you a 2-piece and a biscuit, no cold drink, with a jalapeno pepper, no cold drink, and just walk off like it was nothing? Miss Mama does that shit. Y'all need to leave that girl alone. And then y'all tried to stop my girl Shine on that escalator by turning it off. She said, baby, these feet ain't never stopped working, and got to walking.
Seriously? Look. She's coming back. They come. What?
Guys, if this is your first time of coming across my videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. See you guys on my next video.